You guys, buckle up, because this story, it's not your typical royal fairy tale anymore. It's a scandalous Hollywood saga playing out in slow motion. Once upon a time, oh yes, we're talking tiaras, royal palaces, and flashing cameras. Meghan Markle was the world's most envied woman, the Hollywood actress who called herself a real-life prince. It was the stuff of dreams, the fairy tale Disney never saw coming. The glamour, the diamond tiaras, the royal carriages, it had everything. But fast forward to now, and what do we have? A fairy tale turned drama, a duchess turned Hollywood strategist, a prince turned, well, let's just say, a side character in his own story. Let's get real. Meghan didn't just fall head over heels for Harry's charming red hair and those medals from the army. Oh no, she saw potential. She saw a brand, a platform, power, and she grabbed it with both hands. And for a while, it worked. The world was obsessed. The wedding? A spectacle straight out of heaven. The cheers, the headlines, the happily ever after. Overnight, Meghan wasn't just an actress. She was royalty. The Duchess of Sussex, the global icon, the face of modern monarchy. She made it. But here's the thing about fairy tales, they fade. Because what happens when the prince, well, stops being a prince? When the castles are replaced by mortgages and the royal perks turn into press problems? That's where the cracks started to show. Behind the glowing headlines and glamorous photo ops, Meghan's dream life began to look a lot more normal. No royal paycheck, no footman waiting by the door. Just a massive California mansion, a pile of bills, and a husband who, let's be honest, isn't bringing home tech CEO money. Harry's inheritance? Modest. His fame? Fading. And his current vibe? Let's just say more stressed out dad at Whole Foods than global power player. And Meghan? Oh, Meghan thrives on momentum. The cameras, the spotlight, the reinvention. But suddenly, the world wasn't clapping anymore. Her podcast? Meh. Her Netflix shows? A blink and you miss it moment? Her attempt at becoming some kind of Hollywood Martha Stewart? Disaster. The cooking videos, the fruit-cutting clips, the empowerment slogans. They didn't go viral for inspiration. They went viral for mockery, and that's when the whispers began. Because when a woman like Meghan, a woman whose entire brand is built on luxury, glamour, and empowerment, starts slipping off the front pages, you know what she does? She pivots. And oh boy, rumor has it, she's already plotting her next big move. And no, honey, it's not another podcast or another Netflix documentary. This time, Meghan's eyes are on something much, much bigger. We're talking billionaire big. Yep, word around the glitzy circles of Montecito and Malibu is that Meghan's diving back into her old Hollywood playbook, the one filled with private invitations, champagne galas, and strategic charm. She knows exactly where to go and who to talk to. Think tech moguls, think telecom tycoons, think the kind of men who buy private islands just because they're bored on a Tuesday. And get this, one name keeps popping up again and again, Elon Musk. Now before you lose your mind, no, there's no proof of anything happening between them, but the idea of it, the rumor itself, oh, it's doing wonders for Meghan's headlines. It's smart, it's strategic, it's pure Meghan. She knows how to keep her name breathing in the media bloodstream, just one whisper. Elon and Meghan seen at the same event, and boom, she's trending again. The cameras click, the bloggers go wild, the internet explodes. Because Meghan Markle isn't playing the Duchess anymore. She's back in audition mode, not for a movie, but for her next upgrade in life. Harry was the prince who launched her global fame, but now, he's starting to look like a supporting actor in her solo spin-off. And from the way things are shaping up, Meghan's not just looking around, she's planning her exit. Harry's losing the spark now. Let's talk about poor Harry. On the outside, he's still smiling, still giving those polite royal waves at charity events, still saying the right things. But up close, that's Sparkle. The fiery rebel prince, it's gone. The man who once defied Buckingham Palace to follow his heart now looks lost. Insiders whisper that he feels trapped in a script he didn't write, that every time he steps into the spotlight now, it's just another scene in Meghan's carefully produced show. While Meghan mingles with billionaire circles, Harry's still dreaming about family peace and royal redemption. He's trying to fix what's broken, while she's already sketching her next empire. Behind those mansion walls in Montecito, it's not all roses and lattes. There's tension, a growing divide. He wants stability, a quiet life. She wants power. The next chapter, they're moving in completely different directions, and that's where things get messy. Sources close to them hint that the arguments have started about money, about image, about what comes next. Meghan reportedly wants total control over her brand, her own projects, her own spotlight, her own deals. No more being Meghan and Harry, just Meghan. Harry, on the other hand, is said to be exhausted by the chase for attention. The cameras, the endless PR grind, the constant noise. One insider even said they're basically living like professional roommates. Same house, same kids, same headlines, but two completely different worlds. The solo Duchess plan. And that's not all. Meghan's already quietly rebranding herself. According to some insiders, she's laying down the foundations for her solo empire, and doing it quietly, strategically, like a woman with a master plan. She's been meeting with top-tier PR teams, tossing around ideas for new ventures, media companies, charity foundations, all with her name front and center. No more Harry and Meghan, just Meghan Markle, visionary, humanitarian icon. Her appearances lately? Sharper, solo. No more awkward joint interviews or staged power couple podcasts. Now it's all about her voice, her platform, her comeback. Every speech about women in leadership, every photo op about mental health or empowerment, it's calculated, it's smart, and it's giving her the room to evolve, without the royal baggage. The timing isn't random either, because, let's be honest, that Montecito lifestyle, it's bleeding money, the security, the staff, the luxury mortgages, the designer wardrobes, living like California royalty without royal backing, it's expensive. Their Netflix contract, once a goldmine, is cooling fast. The Spotify deal collapse, a warning shot. Meghan, ever the strategist, knows time is ticking. Without new deals and new relevance, the empire collapses. So, aligning with a billionaire, it's not just gossip, it's survival strategy. So let's pick up where we left off. The Billionaire Whisper campaign is in full swing. The Montecito mansion feels colder than ever, and behind those designer curtains, the cracks are turning into fault lines. Even people close to Meghan and Harry are starting to talk. And not in the, oh, they're so inspiring kind of way. Nope, more like, something's off and it's getting messy. Word is, even Harry's been blindsided by some of Meghan's moves, especially the money ones. Apparently, she's been taking meetings, quiet, private, perfectly innocent meetings, with investors, PR moguls, and media executives. And Harry? He's finding out about them after the fact. That's how wide the gap has grown. People used to whisper about their love story. Now they whisper about how different their ambitions are. Meghan's got her eyes locked on the Billionaire League, the world of yachts, private jets, and global foundations. Harry? He just wants peace, a routine, a little normalcy after years of chaos. It's heartbreaking when you think about it. The man gave up everything. His titles, his medals, his family, and now he's watching his wife slowly drift toward a world where he doesn't quite fit. And that brand Sussex everyone once gushed over, it's wobbling, badly. Their Netflix magic, losing steam. Their public appeal, fading fast. Once seen as the brave modern escape from royal oppression, now people are starting to call it what it looks like, a messy, poorly planned power grab that backfired. Hollywood isn't blind, and it sure isn't patient. When Hollywood goes quiet, remember how Oprah was their fairy godmother? The Obamas were their friends? Tyler Perry lent them his house and his influence? Yeah, silence. Total deafening silence. Oprah's not calling. The Obamas? Politely distanced. And even Tyler Perry, once Meghan's loudest cheerleader, has been dropping subtle little hints about being owed favors. That's how you know the tide's turning. Because in Hollywood, loyalty has an expiration date, and right now, Meghan's storyline isn't selling. The deals are slowing down, the team's shrinking. Even their Instagram presence, once so perfectly curated and bursting with empowerment quotes and baby photos, now feels desperate. Every new post, a gasp for attention. Every new headline, a strategic stunt. The Sussex empire that once pulled in millions is slowing down, deals drying up, sponsors ghosting, even staff shrinking by the week. The once polished machine is sputtering. That carefully curated family brand, the cozy photos, the powerful messaging, the picture-perfect activism, it's starting to feel hollow. And people notice. Hollywood loves a comeback, but it loves a fall from grace even more. And Meghan's walking a tightrope between both. The most brutal part? The silence from her former allies. No one's rushing to defend her anymore. The insiders who once swooned over her modern fairy tale now roll their eyes and whisper about brand fatigue. And amid it all, the divorce rumors, once dismissed as silly tabloids, are no longer deniable. The Freedom Files industry insiders are saying it now, quietly but confidently. Meghan's legal team has been gathering information, not to strike today, but to be ready. Ready for what? Freedom. She's been talking about reinvention, about reclaiming independence, about being her own woman again. She wants to walk into the Met Gala solo, sit front row at Davos, launch her own global platform as a visionary, not as the Duchess of Sussex. Because Meghan doesn't want to be defined by a title, especially one tied to a family she's long distanced herself from. She wants to be a brand all her own, a global icon, a movement. And in that vision, Harry doesn't quite fit. It's not about hatred. It's not even about betrayal. It's about trajectory. She's climbing again, just like she did before. From a cable TV actress to a royal bride. From royal exile to Hollywood elite. And now, from fading duchess to billionaire muse. Harry was her greatest role, the one that made her global. But every role, no matter how dazzling, eventually ends. And for Meghan, it seems like the curtain's already coming down on that chapter. The final scene. He wanted peace. She wanted power. And you can't build a future when one's chasing calm. and the others chasing a crown made of money. The fairy tale started with fireworks and ended in silence. He traded his kingdom for her, but she's trading him for the next kingdom. If Meghan plays her cards right, her next chapter won't have royal palaces or royal scandals. It'll have penthouses, private jets, and a billionaire by her side. No tiara required. And Harry? He'll always be the prince who gave it all up for love, only to realize he was never part of the ending. Because in Meghan Markle's world, the story never ends with happily ever after. It ends when she finds the next big thing, and that's the tea. From tiaras to tech moguls, from castles to California, from fairy tales to strategy plays, Meghan Markle's saga is far from over. The question is, when the next chapter drops, will she still call it love or just another power move?